he was a religious teacher. He used to give sermon, kuliah, lectures, kan, even kat rumah kan. So that was his last sermon. It opened me up. So that's the first catalyst. So you totally
Tersentak lah.
that's the word, man. That's the word lah. Tersentak. Apa yang aku kejar ni? I was you saw me kan. I was like 150%. You ask me Hasnul jadi curate the show. I was like 150%. Everything. I gave all my energy kan. So itu saya berhenti, saya terkejut sejenak. So I took a break, but not totally lah. From almost everything. Probably except teaching, because I love teaching.
And your mind at peace atau masih lagi persoalan yang bercambah-cambah?
No, bercambah-cambah. I was fighting myself. I was facing my own
This is
demon.
after the death of your father lah.
After that, I was facing my demon. Yeah, and it was not like that. It's a process, and took years kan. And that was a prelude lah. Prelude to what that one, maybe we can mention it at the end of our podcast kan. So aku kata, wish, tak betul aku ni. So after that, I laugh at whatever obsession that the world or everybody around me had to their job.
How fragile those are, right? It's nothing actually.
But it sounds so arrogant though.
Tapi kan.
I don't want to even to say this also. I'm a bit nervous, but since with you, when I can open up to you lah kan. So I'm being like vulnerable now kan. So it may sound so arrogant, but I laugh at everything, you know, inside my mind. Apa benda yang kau apa benda yang kau kadap sangat ni? Apa benda yang kau sampai nak bergaduh ni kan? So I was lackadaisical and couldn't care less towards many things lah academically.
Can I ask your spiritual keugamaan you ketika tu?
Susah lah nak jawab bro. Nanti orang kata susah lah. Tapi aku confirm lah, bukan orang alim lah.
Okay. Tapi kau punya...
Tapi aku suka belajar benda tu. Aku suka. Aku suka sebab aku rasa aku bukan orang alim.
Sebab what I understand daripada art and the art scene, artist and the art scene kan, bahayanya artis ni, dia bermain dengan imajinasi. Dan yang itu tidak ada pagar.
Itu yang aku cakap tadi. Art ni area, a platform for human to explore this almost like vast amount of subjectivities without a road, pathway. Memang
without guide.
I call it road lah, pathway lah. Apa? Jalan. Masa tu kita kena pilih jalan kita. So mungkin kita, alhamdulillah kita ada jalan lah. Kalau bahasa Arab dia syariat lah kan. Tapi saya tak naklah sound like Ustaz Azhar Idrus pula kan. Tapi kita mengakui benda tu. Kalau artis ni dia pakai tak ada peta kan, can go anywhere. We can go anywhere kan.
Pada saya, benda ni, this is what makes it interesting for people like me yang have some degree of understanding or depth dalam artis punya expression. Jadi saya nampak beyond hiasan. Saya nampak beyond hiasan. And to me, sometimes it comes with anger, sometimes it comes with something beautiful, sometimes it's a discovery of a pure thing. And I think benda-benda macam ni, you saja, setiap orang akan menerimanya differently. Tapi belum pernah lagi orang bercakap sedalam ni lah, macam mana you explain dengan I.
I'm not sure about that lah kan. Tapi mungkin lah, as far as your exposure kan, selalunya begitulah. Sebab benda-benda tu benda yang peribadi kan. Tapi
dan memerlukan healing kan. That needs to be healed so that it continue.
Prelude kepada healing tu. Bukan masalahnya healing ni dah jadi viral bro.
Perkataannya tu lah.
Ni kerusi ni pun orang panggil kerusi healing bro.
Kan,
Nanti
perkataan.
kita rasa, aduh, dia dah jadi nipis kan. Dan kadang-kadang dia dibuat-buat pula healing tu kan. Aku nak kena healing, jadi lagi rap dan sebagainya. No, it's different. It's totally, we are talking on a different level kan. So anyway, back to what happened after that. So I was not serious about things, which can be quite dangerous lah. And you can see that what we call as this kena tampar kan, atau you kata sentak kan. It's not beautiful, it's not romantic kind of elevation. Painful kan. It's painful. Dan I believe happens to everybody.
Everybody.
So we are not talking about, oh, I'm being special. No.
It happens to everybody, but not everybody talks about it.
Definitely.
And not everybody is as peka as they can be.
Maybe. And they become more confused even.
They become more confused.
Bro, people kill themselves. People kill themselves.
Itu sebab pedagang-pedagang spiritual ni buat duit.
There you go.
Dia tahu manusia akan sampai satu tempat yang dia akan mencari diri dia sendiri.
There you go.
Dan dia akan monetize kekosongan tu.
Itu betul.
Kan?
Itu pun nampak.
Itu sebab I tanya keimanan. Kalau kita nak jawab, it's okay. Tapi kita sebagai seorang Muslim kan, memang kita spiritual kita ditrain dengan berpuasa,
Alhamdulillah,
kan, dengan berzikir kan. So yang itu I've always been wondering tau. Bila orang cakap ini artis kan, artis dengan agama ni macam konflik sangat tau. Tapi I never see that as a conflict. I see that as another expression. Cuma orang yang menerima tu boleh menerima secara lurus, secara berani ataupun secara takut.
Sekiranya artis itu jujur dan autentik dengan struggle dia, cukup bagus. Cukup bagus.
So, can we continue with your journey?
So, after that, I wasn't serious about my academic things, my academic life. I was laughing at the whole thing. I did few projects. After my father passed away, I came up with the idea of, with this concept of compassion. And then I tried to infuse that into some project that I did, one of which was Kuala Lumpur, supposed to be Belas. But then suddenly power play turned back into Binale. I was asked to become the director of that. And then I said, okay, I'm not interested in doing a Binale, but I was then interested in proposing Kuala Lumpur as a city of compassion. That was my idea. That was probably part of the repercussion of my father's passing. But even during that time, so I was not really stable. That was my coping mechanism. I was trying to infuse the concept of compassion in the practice of art as a part of healing. I thought that the whole nation needed healing. And I read a report from Ministry of Health then, 2015. Of course, it's outdated now, nearly 10 years ago, kan? But I think it's pertinent. I don't have the current statistic, but this was 2015 in regards to mental health. So at that time, 1 out of 3 adults
have mental health issues.
Yes, 1 out of 3 that time. Not sure, but now that was 2015, and then the increase was very steep. 2009, it was around, the numbers, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, 19,000 something, having that, I don't know, 19% or something. So increased to 29%, almost double. Now, after nearly 10 years, I don't know how much, maybe, I suspect increase lagi.
Of course. Dengan pandemik lagi.
Dengan pandemik, post-pandemic kan. Lepas tu, depression in that report would be during that report was number 2, disability. It was labeled as disability, depression. And that it was expected in that report, in another 10 years, it will be number 1 disability. So we have problem.
Yeah.
I thought it was only me.
Yeah.
I thought that intuitively I felt that something is wrong with me. I thought I was the only one. But then I felt that the whole nation or the whole world, humanity itself, was in critical mental health disaster that time lah. So can we use art that time?
Well,
that was my question lah kan.
Can you use art to
can we
this?
It's a hypothesis lah. Can it be explored? So that became a question as well as a hypothesis for me to explore. So it's not like I have the answer then kan.
So that trigger you that.
So I tried to frame it not as binary because it will be like business as usual.
Yeah.
Because I studied also about compassion has been defined throughout different spiritual traditions or religious traditions. You can find compassion in Hinduism. It's very detailed explanations of compassion. You find it in Buddhism, and you find it in Islam. In Islam, in Quran, Rahim. So what's the meaning of Rahim? I read one book, yang mentafsirkan Rahim itu sebagai belas.
Compassionate.
Belas. Ada yang kata ada banyak perkataan lain lah, tapi yang ini dia buat satu buku dia kata belas. Dan apa maksud belas kan? Kemampuan untuk memaafkan. Dia satu tu Rahman, love. Tapi dia tak datang satu.
Rahman
maka
dan
kita
Rahim.
sebut kan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim kan, ya Rahman ya Rahim, always in partner kan. So kita mungkin boleh mencintai dan dicintai, okay, no problem with that. Kalau orang yang kita cinta tu buat salah, bolehkah kita ada second part tu? Atau kita sendiri buat salah, bolehkah kita memaafkan diri kita sendiri? Itu create regret dan sebagainya, punca sakit. Kita bergaduh dengan orang pun sebab kita tidak mampu memaafkan, dan itu punca krisis dan sakit, punca konflik. Dia bukan datang dalam bentuk fizikal dulu, dalam bentuk jasad atau penyakit. Dia datang dalam bentuk intangible dulu. Jadi itu bukalah. Saya bagi prelude lah ni Nazli kan. Sebab kalau kita terus cakap bincang dia jadi macam academic discussion. Because it has to do with something that I went through personally, but also definitely relate to everybody. Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to share as well. Aku fikir juga aku nak terima podcast kau ni kan, sebab kau tulis itu business art kan. Okay, I'm going to talk about another business which is much more
the business of the heart. Business of the soul.
There you go. You kata capital yang penting adalah friendship tadi kan. That's it. That is sangat penting kan.